U.S. stocks, they were lower in the final hour of trade on Monday, with all key S&P sectors trading well in the red. But for stocks, they were well on the downside shortly after the open. This after the Eurogroup Chief said that the Cyprus rescue represented a new template for Eurozone banking problem resolution, and that other countries may have to restructure banks on this model. However, after the markets tanked on the news, the spokeswoman for the chief backtracked on the comments. However, that backtrack had little to no effect on the markets. Meanwhile, reports are circulating that most Cyprus banks will reopen tomorrow, Tuesday, while the Bank of Cyprus and Popular Bank will reopen on Thursday. In addition, those two banks may have a restriction of a €100 per day withdrawal limit. Cyprus and its international leaders did reach a deal just hours before a deadline to resolve the nation's financial crisis and avert the country's exit from the Eurozone. The €10 billion deal involves the winding down of Cyprus' second largest lender, the Popular Bank of Cyprus, and it also imposes a tax or a levy on uninsured deposits over €100,000 in Cypriot banks. And with the euro currency today falling below $1.29 against the U.S. dollar, briefly hitting to its lowest level since mid-November, and the lack of economic reports in the United States therefore focusing all attention to Cyprus, it looked to be quite the volatile and down start for the Dow Jones to the week. Speaking of which, taking a look now to see how the Dow Jones has fared this session, the Dow is indeed on the downside, dropping 64.28 points to settle in at 14,447.75. In a breakdown of today's major market movers, we first begin with shares of Dollar General, which was on the upside after the discount retail company posted earnings that beat expectations. Apollo Group, that surged to lead the S&P 500 gainers, this after the for-profit education company posted a better-than-expected profit. Meanwhile, over in the tech sector, shares of Dell jumping today. This after the company confirmed that it had received competing offers from both Blackstone Group and billionaire investors Carl Icahn as the computer giant looks to go private. Meanwhile, Facebook today taking a dip, falling to its lowest level this year. This after U.S. regulators approve a plan to compensate market makers who lost their money in the social media giant's IPO over at the Nasdaq last May. And lastly, Apple traded higher after the tech giant acquired Wi-Fi Slam, a startup company that makes mapping applications for smartphones.